My oldest brother, Matt, the drywall contractor, just called me and informed me that his two oldest daughters were just involved in a pretty serious car accident, and they happened to be about 2 hours away from me. Because of all the chaos, they were headed from college back down to Arizona, and he's 800 miles away, and I'm about 100 miles away. So I grabbed my trailer. We're gonna go see if we can't get the car loaded on the trailer and get my two nieces someplace safe. She had them out back here in the mud.
Oh no.
And we gotta dry them off at least. And I don't know if she's done. That's it. That's what we want to hear.
I don't feel like she is.
You feel like she is, or she isn't? She's not having contractions or anything?
I don't know.
I do not want these guys to die.
I don't know.
That's a good sign. Hey,
Here
look
she
at
goes.
Is she doing it again?
There two?
Yeah, there's two.
There's blood.
Read that. Focus under the light. Did she nurse him at all?
I don't think so. Because when I got home,
Dad, can I pet him?
okay, let's keep him alive for a little bit. We gotta get him dry. All right, there, buddy. Okay, you, Cal, see his body. He's
Get a
still
towel,
really
Callie.
wet. He's
Get a
still really
towel.
wet.
Where's the towel? I have a towel.
Yeah, these guys, she must just barely. I can feel the
Do you
wind.
think they need to try and nurse?
Probably.
Can I hold one on the towel?
Okay, we gotta keep them dry.
Can I hold
Yes.
this one in the
They
towel?
need their mom. They need her mom's probably wants us to leave. Okay, take the towel and on both sides, Cal. Keep doing this.
Move, Reed. Move, Reed.
Like that.
Isn't that funny? We just talking about goats.
Do you think
She dropped him and she had him out there in the. See, she's looking for a teat. There it is. Get on. There we go.
Keep moving that one.
Okay,
with its
now,
legs and
now
stuff.
let's give this one. Let's see if we can get him to drink a little bit.
you want the
I can't see. I need a light on the side. Come on, bro.
There's blood on her.
Oh, get it. Get it. Oh, yes. Okay, should we leave her alone with the goats a little bit? I'll stay out here.
Yeah.
How come that one's so muddy?
Callie, she had them in.
She had him out there in the mud.
Oh.
She's looking for it. Come on. Get it. Get a hold. Oh, here we go. There we go.
I'm worried about that one. Oh, they're so cute.
She needs to. Thank goodness Rhett heard him.
The cat's screaming.
Yeah, that sounded weird. Kind of crazy that he had to be out.
Oh.
He wouldn't have known.
Okay, let's leave him alone for a little while. Hey, so all those hours of Minecraft are like really paying off here, huh, guys?
It's way easier.
It's way easier Minecraft. This is real life Minecraft.
Everything at once.
You're doing a beautiful job, Cheyenne. Thank you guys so much. You know how much this helps me? When you guys all work together to do this, it saves me about a good hour to maybe even 2 at least. Plus it looks so pretty. Your mom's OCD that she blessed you with is definitely paying off. Our firewood piles never look so good. Why, are you guys frozen or something? It's been a crazy week this week, to say the least. While taking into consideration all the things that are happening around us, all around the world, as well as in our backyard, we've had everything from extreme weather to earthquakes. There was a magnitude 5.7 earthquake that happened this week, where the epicenter was about 100 miles away from us, and I really didn't feel a whole lot. But it was felt as far away as Wyoming, all the way down to northeastern Arizona. Then we got a few inches of very heavy, wet snow to slow us down even more around the place. Somewhere during the middle of this, I decided it was a good time to go pick up a peacock. I'm not sure why, but we thought it would be fun. I've heard they can be great guardians for the chickens, so I figured why not.
I don't mean to alarm everybody, but there's like a really big earthquake coming. Uh-oh. Are you leaving?
Is your sixth sense telling you this?
No, everyone's posting about it, that a big earthquake is coming, like, anytime. And you're leaving us?
And you're going to get your picture taken?
Girl, gotta get the pictures done. Senior year, Dad.
Okay.
These are pictures.
Go outside. If you feel rumblings in your equilibrium, you haul booty outside. We're going to now. We're going to.
Where'd my boots go?
Hello.
Any interest
The day the earthquake happened, all day long aftershocks were felt all around the area. In the middle of all the chaos, I've been trying to get the upstairs bathroom tile completely finished up. Now we've got our 2 goats that are due to have babies anytime, and for whatever reason it seems like a snowstorm or cold temperatures are often the nights that are picked to have these babies. Our smaller goat that the kids call Maple decided to go out in the middle of a snowstorm and drop the 2 babies in the middle of a mud puddle. And fortunately, Rhett heard the cries of the newborn baby goats, and we were able to get them dried off and cleaned up.
I feel so bad for her. I know what she feels like. It's so stressful.
Our goat Maple has been more or less in labor all afternoon. I'm a little bit nervous that she's going to need a little bit of help. This is her first pregnancy as far as we know, but I don't think she likes us out here. So I got the light set up. I got her pinned in there. She is in there with the other goats. And we're just going to sit back and watch how this goes. It is supposed to be pretty dang cold tonight, so we're going to stay on top of this. As soon as that baby hits the ground, we're going to try and get it dried off. So now this is actually our goat Coco, although I called her Maple, and she decided to go into labor on one of the coldest nights of the month. It's supposed to be somewhere between 15 and 20 degrees, and Cedar and I decided we would stay up as long as we can, trying to make sure that everything goes as well as it can on such a cold night. The goats' contractions are about 2.5 minutes apart. And every time the goat has a contraction, Cedar has one with the goat.
I feel like
Cedar's coaching the
as a
goat on.
mother, you're like, come on, you can do it.
She's like,
You're getting so That's weird. Not like that.
The first baby goat came out alive and well, and everything seemed fine. It's a girl, another girl, which is good. You think she's having another one?
Oh my gosh.
She'll do it. Come on, cough it out, baby. No, we're not gonna get you over again. Let's put you over here for a second. When the second baby goat was born, it just didn't seem to have the same ambitions that the first one did. We helped dry the baby goat off, and we tried to help both goats nurse as much as they would. But again, the second one was just incredibly weak from the moment go. Now, Coco did her job through the night. She actually covered both of them in hay and lay down very close to them, keeping them warm. But the next morning when I woke up, I could tell that the second baby girl was not doing so good. We did everything that we could to help her, but she wouldn't nurse. I ran to town as fast as I could and got her some colostrum replacer, but it was too little too late. It's frustrating when this stuff happens. Cedar and I both have been second guessing what we could have done to give that little baby goat a fighting chance, but it just wasn't meant to be. Don't step on it. You like it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that mean?
I was gonna say something, but then you I was gonna say it's the cutest fork we've ever had, and then you interrupted me.
Shen, I don't like the curtain with it now, though.
No, you have to get like a black curtain almost, or a dark color like a navy blue.
Here, Dad needs this.
Just set it right there.
Where? Just on here? On
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. No. Sorry. On the wood. Sorry.
Jeez.
When I was about 9 or 10 years old, I talked my dad into letting me get a couple of goats. I had some money saved up. He thought it was a good idea to teach me some responsibility, so we bought a breeding pair of pygmy goats. We fenced off a little section in the backyard, and 145 days later, I came home from school to find the doe laying underneath the trampoline, acting very weird. I called my dad out at the high school. I told him what was happening. I asked him if I should do something to help her. My dad told me that she was likely having a baby, to grab a chair, sit down and watch, and the miracle of birth was a beautiful thing, even with goats. I watched her give birth to a little male goat, and he was adorable for about 6 to 8 weeks. And then he did what male goats do and became a pain. Where's the dog at?
They're up on the hill and they won't come down.
I said I was supposed to do this side.
Hit him hard.
Too.
Hit him hard.
That was too hard.
No, it wasn't. You can't hit a nail too hard.
Want me to help you?
No,
You want to next two or no?
I don't know. What?
I came home from school one day a short time later, and I found his father, the buck that we'd had since day one, hanging by his horns from the fence. And I saw my dad was mowing the yard at the same time. Of course, I got upset. I went and got my goat down from the fence, and I asked my dad what happened. My dad's response to me was that billy goat rammed him in the back of the legs one too many times. A few days later, we took all three of those goats down to the local auction, and I sold them for a whopping $35. So far, our goat here at Red Poppy Ranch has been a lot of fun. Our goat Maple had one boy and one girl this week, and Coco had two girls, but again, one didn't make it. The little baby boy goat is hilarious and as rambunctious as would be expected, and I'm fairly confident that he has an appointment with an elasticator in the coming weeks. I do not have an interest in having another billy goat. We hope that you all are doing well during these times of uncertainty, and we hope and pray for all of you that you're safe, that you're getting by, and that you're in good health.